So this guy here, his name is Uncle Bob. Uncle Bob has a page where he basically just makes like a ton of like cute videos with his nieces. Like his brand is like very wholesome. He got caught up in some drama. It went again, is going against his wholesome brand. Let me put it like that.
It is honestly somewhat scary to date someone who is so loved by their perception on the internet by millions and millions of people. And when information comes out that is very much the opposite of who people think they are, I think I was afraid of being attacked a bit. I think that so many women, I think probably almost all women, experience this type of betrayal from the person that they feel safest and closest to. And so many women have to suffer in silence and with so much grace. And I think that when there is an opportunity to hold someone accountable, they should be held accountable.
I was Uncle Bob's other woman, and I had no idea. I mean, he's evil.
Why do men cheat? That's a question that a lot of people ask themselves. Men and women alike. Why do men cheat, right? Now, I've talked about this a lot of times. I've talked about the reasons behind men cheating. Um, it's a nuanced conversation. To have cheating in general is a nuanced conversation now because when I talk about cheating, like I'll talk about how women, like why women cheat, and I'll be like, oh, they cheat a lot. They cheat most of the time because they're neglected. It's some behavior, of the man, they're being abused, da 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 da, right? And I'll be telling men, like, if you don't want your woman to cheat on you, all you got to do is like respect her and love her and show up for her. And more than likely, she won't cheat on you. And it's not to excuse anybody from cheating, but the thing about abuse is I don't tell people how to respond to abuse. So if a woman is being abused, being neglected, physically abused, emotionally abused, whatever, and she steps out, I'm like, yeah, that's bad too. But also what he is doing to her is bad. You see what I'm saying? So, I think one is a little bit worse because I think cheating, especially physically cheating, potentially you're exposing your partner to things that they're not asking to be exposed to, I guess. I don't know. You want to split hairs, fine. But when you talk about why men cheat on women, overwhelmingly men cheat just because they can. Men cheat because they are looking for validation from other men. Men cheat because they don't love women. Men cheat because they don't love women. Like period, point blank. They just like don't love women. Because if you truly love somebody, you wouldn't want to hurt them. You wouldn't want to see them. You wouldn't want to see them go through that. And it doesn't. Again, because I just got done talking about love. Like love is an action, so you can cut love off and you could cut it back on, right? I know people could disagree with that, but I don't. I think that it's a possibility. So like you could like in a moment, you could like love somebody and then become completely selfish and not love them and then love them again later on, possibly, what I'm saying? But you can't, what I'm saying is you can't be cheating on a person and say you love a person simultaneously. That's really all I'm saying. Those two things don't go together at the same time. So while you're cheating, you cannot claim, oh, I still love her, I'm still in love her. No, you're not. You don't love them. Because if you did, you wouldn't cheat, right? With that being said, men cheat because they can. Men cheat because they can. Men cheat because they can. They cheat to get men cheat to get the attention of other men, even. Like it's crazy. Men cheat because they don't respect themselves. Men cheat, and if you don't respect yourself, you can't respect another person. Men cheat for all of these various reasons. But I'll tell you one reason why men don't typically cheat. Men don't typically cheat because the woman in the relationship is failing. That's all I'm saying. And you could argue with that if you want to, but there's too much proof. Like there's so much proof of this where I'm like, and even women, like women will say this, and I actually believe women, they'll be like, I was a great wife. I was a great partner. And I'm like, I can believe that. I can believe that. I truly can. Think about it. How many men do you know show up more for their partner than the woman shows up for that man in a relationship? You know what I mean? Like for that, to me, for that man to be on some like, oh man, she not showing up for me. He better be showing up for her. He better be putting in 100% maximum effort, and then she's letting him down over a sustained period of time. You know what I mean? And then I'm like, okay, she's letting you down. But overwhelmingly, men don't put in anywhere near the amount of effort or intentionality that women do into a relationship. So it's hard for me to believe that in most cases, even when men say, oh man, she not meeting my needs or whatever the case may be, those are just your insatiable desires that you have a lot of times. So this guy here, his name is Uncle Bob. I didn't know who Uncle Bob was 6 hours ago. So I had to look him up and, so I can understand better what was going on. But this is Uncle Bob. You can go look him up. He has a page. He's young, obviously. And when I heard the name Uncle Bob, I was thinking like some gross old man, but it's a young, attractive 20-something-year-old guy, right? Uncle Bob has a page where he basically just makes like a ton of like cute videos with his nieces. Like his brand is like very wholesome, blah, 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 right? Uncle Bob has been going through a little bit of a rough patch lately, I would say. Now, one would say that he's responsible for this rough patch, but he is going through a bit of a rough patch as of lately. He got caught up in some drama. It went again, is going against his wholesome brand. Let me put it like that.
I wanted to come on here and say a few things because obviously a lot of information has come out about my relationship in the past 24 hours. I have been so overwhelmed and so grateful for the kindness and love that you all have shown me. It is honestly somewhat scary to date someone who is so loved by their perception on the internet by millions and millions of people. And when information comes out that is very much the opposite of who people think they are, I think I was afraid of being attacked a bit. And you all have really just shown me the opposite. And I can't say how grateful I am for that. I love his family and adore them, and they have nothing to do with his actions, and they really truly deserve the world, and I don't want them to be punished for the things that he has done. I am very grateful to women like Taylor and to herself just in general for being such a girl's girl and someone who was brave enough and honest enough to just tell the truth and her side of the story. Even in like such a negative situation, I really ask that people don't spread negativity and are kind to her, and are also kind to his family and kind to his sister on her page. I think that so many women, I think probably almost all women, experience this type of betrayal from the person that they feel safest and closest to. And so many women have to suffer in silence and with so much grace. And I think that when there is an opportunity to hold someone accountable, they should be held accountable. I just wanted to say for now, like, thank you. And it can only go up from here.
Very, very sad. Also, just she's a nice person. You know what I mean? Like she's just genuinely a nice person. She seems like I don't know much about her, but listening to everything that she said, she like, nope, he's the bad guy. The other woman's not the bad person. His family's not the bad person. I don't want anybody else harmed by this. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I think I think that's awesome of her. And I think that I won't say she got lucky, but to a certain extent, Uncle Bob's base, seems like it's probably predominantly women. And I think that had a lot to do with the reception that she got, you know. It's just proof that women are just more genuine and have more integrity than men, because I can almost guarantee you that if this were the other way around, like if the base were a bunch of men and a woman came out and, said, and a woman were to come out and say that, she cheated or yeah, whatever the case may be, like he got cheated on, they would, like, the men would be eating her up. They'd be like, what did you do? Oh, I bet you she wasn't sucking his dick. And like, You know what I'm saying? They would victim blame the shit out of her, but the women are like, no, we understand. We got your back, girl. Da, 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 da. So that's dope. I respect that. So that's, she did a little quick video, told her part of the story, but let's look at what happened. Let's, there's a lot more here. He has a type for sure. He has a type for sure. And he cheated on the woman before with this woman right here. Yeah, man. Uncle Bob was out here wilding.
I was Uncle Bob's other woman, and I had no fucking idea. I'm making this video with Sierra's permission and on behalf of her. I want her to speak on this whenever she feels comfortable. So don't push her for anything. It's her story to tell. But she did request that I make this video, and so I'm doing that. Bobby and I have followed each other on Instagram for the last few years at least, and it's always been platonic. Like, we've never had anything. I've never even met him in person. But recently he was swiping up on my stories more and like sliding in, whatever. And then he was on my close friends. And so I was in New York City for work, and he swiped up and was like, where are you staying? Like, I need to meet you. I can be there in 30. We met and had breakfast and stuff that next morning because I was working, and he was so charming and so kind and seemed so genuine. And he took me all around the city. We went on multiple dates, like in the same day. Like, we went to breakfast, lunch, and dinner. We went thrifting. We went to the mall. We were running around. He's taking pictures of me and videos of me, and he surprised me with flowers. And
listening to her describe this, the red flag in here is that at this point he's a man. Like, because anybody would fall for that. The way what she is describing, literally 100% of the time, a man or a woman, but in this case, a woman, they are going to fall for that. That's why I fucking hate the like, oh, you got to take accountability for the men that you did. This nigga Uncle Bob is a world-class narcissist, masking narcissist, like covert as fuck. Clearly. How in the hell can she suss this out? It's impossible. At this point, every woman, the only way to like, every woman should hire a fucking private investigator anytime they meet a man. Like, a woman dates a man, and basically before she sleeps with him, let's say, hire a private investigator, follow him around for fucking, you know what I'm saying, like a week, and see if he goes and goes to his family's house or meets up with his wife or some other, like this shit is crazy. The expectations we put on women to be able to like spot the evil in men, nuts. This is why I like, literally, I just can't do it. Oh, women, you need to choose better. How? Listen to what he was doing, thrifting. If that's not the biggest green flag, like, dude, this is crazy.
And I was supposed to go back home the next day. It was a really short trip. And he asked if I would stay and was like, I really just like have this feeling about you, which now I'm like, okay, love bombing. But he asked if I would stay and if I would come to Jersey with him. And he's like, I want you to meet my family and friends and like come with me and stay with me. Like, I am obsessed with you. Like, please don't leave. So that's what I did. Packed up, went to Jersey, went straight to his apartment, and so it begins. I'm just gonna throw everything out there. I mean, we were inseparable.
Whole time he got a girlfriend. The whole time.
So him and I had very deep conversations, and if any of y'all know me, you know what I went through with my ex and the affair and everything and the shit that I've dealt with. So I'm very open about that, and I do not play with this stuff. Like, you're not gonna. And I told him all about that, and he was like, oh, it's so crazy how anyone could do that to someone, like, blah, 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 and like just made me feel so safe. But one of my last nights in town, we were at dinner with his friend, and I'm scrolling TikTok while we're like waiting for our food, and a video popped up of him, and then I saw on his account like the video with him and this girl in October. And when I asked Bobby about his previous relationships, he said that he had been single the last several years. Like, he hasn't been in a relationship in forever, blah, blah, blah. So when I saw this, I was a little confused. And when I brought it up to him, he was like, oh, that's this girl I talked to for like a day. Didn't work out. We're cool. But like, I kept it up to like see like how my fans would react to me like being with a woman or whatever. And I thought that was weird. Like, that changed the trajectory of our relationship from that point forward. Anyway, but after that,
That's that woman's intuition.
I became so suspicious. And the whole next day, mind you, the next day, I was going to do this podcast thing. I had to work, he had to work, and then had to go see his sisters. He was going to his girlfriend, Sierra, and he's FaceTiming me from her bathroom. But the whole time we're away from each other, I'm deep diving, and I'm on the phone with my best friend, and I'm like, something is not right. I feel like he's in a relationship. And she was like, well, you need to find this girl. What's her name? Sierra. But we had been spelling it wrong, like Cierra. Like, I was like, what the fuck? So I finally find her TikTok account, Sierra Simon, and I see all of their videos together, like, for like a year. And I fucking panicked. Like, I immediately text him and I said, you're fucking, I'll show you the text.
Let's read this. 2 days ago is crazy. Fuck you. You're like actually clinically fucking insane. We'll be having a talk with her. Get some fucking help. Damn.
And I blocked him. I blocked him on everything, and I messaged her on Instagram. And she didn't see it like all day. I was freaking out. I flew back home, and I was just like thinking of like what's gonna happen. Like, I know what it's like to be in that position, and my heart was breaking, and I was just panicking all day. And then she finally read my message, and she asked me to send her everything, and I did. And we had a really long phone call today, and I mean, he's evil. I feel like it actually breaks my heart. I feel so bad for her, and this shouldn't happen to any woman. And I hate it, and it's sickening and disgusting. And I'm not worried about his reputation, quite frankly. I don't fucking care about his reputation. I care about his niece's reputation and, you know, her safety. But I just have to throw this out there because I'm not the type of girl that just like lets shit like this slide. I mean, this is a real problem. And like I said, Sierra can share whatever else she wants. I just shared the little bit of it that I feel is enough to show y'all. But yeah, I got played. She really got played. Like, I mean, she is just the sweetest, kindest angel and deserves the world. And she was so good to him, and he was so terrible to her. And so if y'all could just show her so much love and support, she really needs it right now. But yeah, I'm going to let her kind of take it from here. And I just hope she just transcends after this. Fuck you, Bobby.
Fuck you, Bobby. Oh my God, man. And then to think men be out here talking about women be lying when they wear makeup. Like, what are y'all? Are you fucking serious, bro? What are you talking about? Now I mentioned this before. I'm gonna show you something. My wife sent me this, found this interesting post on Instagram. It says Scientists claim that female intuition is, on average, 10 times more accurate than male intuition. Women are better at reading emotions, noticing nonverbal cues, and predicting others' behavior. Yeah, I believe that. I didn't look this up. I don't know. It's one of those things where, like, I just kind of rocked with the my implicit bias might be, this could be completely false and it could just be meme knowledge. I'm okay with that. But I do believe this to be true. And I do, like, if you just listen to what happened, I think that it was a case of that. Like, it just took like one little thing and she was like, oh no, that doesn't make sense. Let's pull at that string and let's unravel this whole fucking spindle.
I'm responding to this comment just because this is valid, because I also thought the same thing for a minute. But I didn't follow Uncle Bob on TikTok. I knew about his brand and what he did. We followed each other on Instagram, but did not talk to each other. He just recently started sliding in on me. Every single person who follows me that I follow back is on my close friends, because I only post my personal life to my close friend stories. So when someone follows me and I follow them back, they immediately go to that list. That's why he was on my close friend. Obviously, y'all can believe whatever you want. I know my truth, as does Sierra, and I mean, everyone who's been involved in this the last few days. But I just wanted to clarify that because I think it's super important that y'all know.
What does she mean? I'm guessing because the internet is so weird. Of course, there are people trying to blame her and like why is that unbelievable that she didn't know? I like totally believe everything she just said. That's it's amazing. You know what I'm saying? It's like, fuck, that's crazy. But no, I believe it for sure.
No, like I was not in his life. Like we just casually followed each other on Instagram, and he did not post her to Instagram, not stories, not posts on his feed, nothing. So just wanted to clarify that. I'm not really going to be saying anything else about this. I'm going to let Sierra do whatever she's comfortable with from this point forward. And I've said what I needed to say and what Sierra asked me to share before she could post. And I'm leaving it at that. Go to Sierra's page and just show her so much love and so much kindness, because she deserves it more than anybody. She is the real victim here, and it's unfair, and just go love her.
Man, the women protecting the women. I'm noticing so many things here. The pattern is crazy. Like, oh no, a lot of love, empathy being shown, even in the face of like extreme betrayal. There's no hate, there's no nothing. I like that out of, I respect the hell out of that. But yeah, man, crazy, diabolical shit, man. And the thing says, totally thought Uncle Bob was playing for the other team. He could still be. He could be DL. His behaviors aren't making me think he might be DL. Like, not to say like everybody that does this is DL, I'm saying, but like this doesn't make me think any less, or it wouldn't. If I thought he was DL, I wouldn't be like, oh, he slept with two women, he must not be DL or whatever. I'm like, oh, that's what DL dudes do a lot of times. So yeah. Damn. Tragic, man. But I'm happy to see the women, handling it with grace. I think that's awesome. But Uncle Bob, his behavior, I mean, common. Sad to say, common, very common. Men don't tip. I mean, we don't love ourselves. And men are proof. This is ironclad proof that men just cheat just because. Just cheat just because. There was no need for him to cheat. He had a perfectly fine woman, beautiful woman. You know what I'm saying? They seemed like they had the same interests. They looked like they would date each other. He looked like Travis Barker wannabe. You know what I'm saying? Like they were very much in the same scene. And this woman looks like she's in the same. They all look in the same scene. So it didn't look like didn't come off like he found some lady that he didn't vibe with. He was attracted to her, I'm sure, all those things. Like, what's the excuse? He just could. Fame went to his head. Notoriety went to his head. If you want to give it, blame it on that. That's it. But outside of that, he's a stereotypical man, without a doubt.